another guy that has been on my
Gabriel
sleeper
Davis.
list. Yeah.
Yep.
So if John Brown sits out, this is a guy that I'm also not hesitating to put into the lineup. He's another speedster. They got another speedster to complement those two to just plug and play in case one of them would get hurt. And John Brown got hurt. He took 74% of the snaps, caught all 4 of his targets for 81 yards. Wheels up for the amount of time that John Brown misses. And I hate to say it, but I mentioned just a couple weeks ago, Brown's got that sickle cell. So when he gets hurt, it does take him longer to heal. So this calf injury that, can usually sideline you for a week or two may end up being 3 or 4 weeks with John Brown because of his, because of his situation. So that's somebody I'm looking at. Definitely didn't pop on the stat line like Justin Jefferson, but that's good. People might not notice him, and you might be able to get him on the cheap, or trade for him on the cheap, or get him for a cheap amount of fab in your fab leagues. Definitely somebody that I'm excited about.
So this is a guy that you put me on, Paulie, and then you brought him up again last week, so it prompted me to take an even closer look. Because I went on undrafted Sunday night, and Jax wanted me to bring up some under-the-radar guys, and so I talked about Gabriel Davis. So I went and I watched some video of him, and he's a 4th-round kid out of UCF. Very smooth, despite the fact that he's got a large frame. I watched the way this kid makes his cuts. He makes his cuts when DBs are like in mid-stride. And so what that means is when a DB is in mid-stride and this guy's making his cut, that defensive back then has to finish that stride before he can react to anything Davis does. And that allows him to gain separation. And he gains separation fairly easily. I'm not calling this guy, elite or anything, but he's got plus burst, plus speed. He's a very high IQ player. You see that on video. He knows down and distance and where to go and before, how to sink his hips and things like that. I'm real intrigued by this kid. I wish I had him on more rosters. And he may, with Josh Allen playing the way that he's playing this year, he could really pop if he gets 3 or 4 games in a row with John Brown out of the lineup.
Absolutely. And also from a dynasty perspective, is John Brown the kind of guy you re-sign? I'm sorry.
No.
I love smoke, but he's went from one team to another, and he'll probably do so again. Gabby Davis is going to be across the field from Stephon Diggs next year. So go get him.